Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I've had a question from somebody who has recently lost their job. So the question is that if you kind of lose your job and in tech as a programmer, what sort of options do you have? How do you kind of start making money, even if it's a little bit of money, even if it's a quarter of what you were earning? And how do you actually do that? Because a lot of times people rely on jobs. They have good jobs, they make bank, they get mortgages, they start living a bit more fancy lifestyle, and then eventually they sort of realize that the day they lose the job, oh shit, they cannot do any of that anymore. And even there is the pressure is on, the real pressure is on, and they go on and apply for the jobs that they don't get responses because they're desperate. They kind of make like bad decisions and all that stuff that comes with it when you're under stress. So that's sort of the summary of the question. And so what do you actually do? And the best thing I think you can do is and a lot of people are gonna hate me for that, and please do hate me for that if you want to. But I think one of the options is to just go do another job. Just find a job that you can just do. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't have to be in the tech, right? Apply for a job that doesn't need too much experience. Apply for receptionist. Apply for office admin. Apply for just bear with me with this. Apply for um, anything like that you can do. And apply for a real estate agent. If you don't even need to be a sales negotiator. You can be somebody who just shows the houses, answer basic questions and all that. So that out of the way. If you do want to do something in tech, but the best thing I can recommend to you right now, like honestly, and this might sound like a joke, but do learn something like WordPress or Shopify. These two things are really, really big right now. And yes, you might be an amazing programmer who builds API, who can manage servers, who can write efficient code, who can go into the code and make it faster, find bugs, fix the bugs without creating new bugs and all that. You just fit the team perfectly. You might be that type of person right now. But if somebody takes that environment away from you, you kind of become useless unless new company is willing to hire you instantly. So do become useless in that context. For what I would say, do learn WordPress, do learn Shopify, and the reason for that is that a lot of the companies still use WordPress to build smaller sites, and in the same way, they use Shopify to build smaller sites as well. And these things are not super hard to learn. Okay, build few projects, get yourself in a good position, and then once you're comfortable, you can do things. You played around with a lot of plugins and all that. Yes, you're downgrading, by the way. So once you've done all that, you go on LinkedIn and you start messaging the local agencies. Local agencies in your area or outside your area, and tell them that you're a WordPress developer or Shopify developer, and you're looking for a part-time job or few hours a week, and you're not looking for a contract. Okay, you're not looking for a permanent contract. You just need some work. If their company wants an extra helping hand, you're available there, and you can do this, and the hours don't matter, and you can just help them out on ad hoc basis. When you do say that to people, they're like, oh, I don't need to give this person a permanent contract. Okay, they are so much more willing to just give you some work, and they will, and start the conversation with people, with CTOs and the owner of the company. Just polite conversation, honest, and you will see that some people do actually respond. Some might say no, some might just ignore it, but there might be someone who will be like, okay, I have this, can you help out? And you just set up a call with them and you speak to them and tell them what you can help them with. If it's 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever hours a day you can help with, just do help them, and then you just invoice them at the end of the week. Okay, so this way you do have some money coming in. You're not sort of just all lost, and it'll also keep you sane because you're still working. You feel like you're being valuable. you know And what does make a lot of people go crazy is when they realize that they're useless because they lost the job, they lost that environment, you know. And don't be that type of person. So I'll say do learn things like WordPress, Shopify. They're really popular, and a lot of companies, small agencies especially, look for people who can do that. And if you're watching, if you're somebody who's watching this video and you have been in this situation, I would love to sort of learn what you did to find new business, new work, new jobs. Any tips and tricks you might know that might be helpful even for me, you know. I don't know everything, or to the other people watching this video. So yeah, best of luck. Do subscribe to the channel if you like these sort of videos.